strategies to solve TC questions. Our learning objectives for the day. In this session, we will understand the structure of TC questions, learn some important skills that we need to approach TC questions, practice with some examples using these strategies. Shall we begin? Structure of TC questions. Text completion questions can always be 1 to several sentences long. Some can even be as long as a paragraph and some can be very short sentences. So here is a sample for you. And please note that no matter the size, we can always find the right answer using correct strategies and clues. So text completion questions can be of single blank, double blank or triple blank sentences. And single blank questions will have 5 choices out of which you have to choose 1. Double and triple blank questions will have 3 choices for each blank. And each blank will have a single correct answer and we need to choose it. Remember, there will be no credit for partially correct answers. You cannot choose one right and one wrong answer. Remember, there will be no credit for partially correct answers. You cannot choose one right and one wrong answer. You will lose the score for the entire question. So make sure that all the options for the questions are right. And please note that if you have 6 blanks, that is an SE question, that is a sentence equivalence question, and you need to choose 2 options. So please be careful on those lines. The sentence structure for text completion questions can be tricky and complex. They will not be simple or direct all the time. So how do you crack them? By using the right set of strategies. So let's learn them one by one. Strategies for TC questions. Read the complete question statement carefully. So always make sure that you get an overall idea of the sentence. The reason is the blanks will be placed in crucial areas of the sentence, and only reading thoroughly will help us understand what details we already have and what we need to find. So it is very important that you understand the given sentence or a short passage correctly. Is it clear? Moving on. Step 2. Restate the question statement in your own words. Never get baffled if the sentence structure is too complex or if you don't understand the sentence. Always paraphrase the question in your own words, and if necessary, you can even divide the ideas into different parts. Break down the sentence or passage into small units to deduce what is said, and then from those units you can identify your context and structural clues, which in turn will help you find the answer. Try to paraphrase in simpler words. Is it clear? Step 3. Substitute the blank with your own words. Before you take a peek at the options, fill the blanks up with your own words that would best fit the meaning. Simply put, guess what word will fit in that context. And most importantly, when you do this, make sure the words that you choose justify the context and structural clues in the question. Step 4. Don't worry about sticking to the order of the blanks. For example, if you have 3 blanks in a TC question, it is not necessary that you have to start filling it from the first. If the first blank is too difficult to crack, keep it on hold and move on to the appropriate options for the second or third blanks. And the answer that you find for the second blank or the third blank will give you extra context for finding the answer for the first blank. Is it clear? Find a word similar in meaning to what you had identified from the given options. Substitute your word with a word with similar meaning from the given options. Do this for every blank. Read the complete sentence with selected choice. Make sure if your answer is satisfactory. After you fill the blanks, read the complete sentence or passage and check if it makes sense in terms of logic, grammar and structure. The answer that you choose should fulfill all these requirements. You can also cross-check if the meaning now matches with the paraphrasing you did at step 2. Shall we begin with some practice questions? Right. Here is your question. Take a look at this. So now we will use our step-by-step process to solve this question. Step 1. Read the complete question first. It is okay even if you read it twice or thrice, but you have to read it clearly and patiently to understand its meaning properly. There is something blank about the way we remember things in the internet age from our blank scrolls, scribbling pads and post-it notes in the past. Did you understand the meaning of this question? Moving on. Step 2. Restate the points presented in your own words. The question describes the way we remember things. So this is what the question is all about. A comparison is made between how we remember things in the internet age, that is in the present, and in the past. Out of experience, we know that both are different. In the past, people depended on scrolls, scribbling pads, and post-it notes to remember things, which is definitely not the case anymore. Substitute the blank with your own word. So, simply paraphrasing it, there is something different about the way we remember things in the internet age from our dependence on scrolls, scribbling pads, and post-it notes. Using our common sense and our own paraphrasing, we come to this conclusion. Don't worry about sticking the order of the blanks. If this doesn't apply to this question, need not worry. Step 5. Find a word similar in meaning to what you identified from the given options. Option B, profoundly different, closely matches with the word different. So note that there is no critical reference made to this change being strange or off track. The author is not very critical about it. He just makes an observation. So this word will fit the blank. Then for the second blank, option D, reliance on, is close in meaning to the word dependence on. Both the other options mean belief, so they don't really fit. So depending on someone or something is mostly different from believing in something. So option B and D are the right answers and others are not. Read the complete sentence. There is something profoundly different about the way we remember things in the internet age from our reliance on scrolls, scribbling pads and post-it notes in the past. Does this make sense? Right. So now you understood the steps that we need to follow to answer a TC or essay question. In addition to this, we definitely need a very good vocabulary if the options have words which are difficult. So start working on your vocabulary and try to apply these steps whenever you work with TC questions. If you have any other doubts, please let us know through Ask a Doubt option. And by this, we come to the end of this session. And in next session, we're going to deal with sentence equivalence questions and how to solve them. So please stay connected. Thank you so much.